This is Cast of Wonders, the young adult fiction podcast featuring stories of the fantastic. Welcome. I'm your host, Carissa Sluss, assistant editor at Cast of Wonders. Episode 407 for March 15th, 2020. You're listening to Little Wonders, Fanatic Flash Fiction Collections. Today we're bringing you two stories of blurry mortality, of both good and evil, of dogs and monsters. Our first story today is Good Girl by Maria Haskins. Good Girl was first read live as part of the show Escape Artists Live at Pod UK, and it's a Cast of Wonders original. Maria Haskins is a Swedish-Canadian writer and translator. She writes speculative fiction and currently lives just outside Vancouver with a husband, 2 kids, and a very large black dog. Maria also reviews speculative short fiction for Being It sci-fi and fantasy blog, and on her own mariahaskins.com. Her work has appeared in Beneath Ceaseless Skies, Shimmer, Podcastle, Pseudopod, Escape Pod, and elsewhere, including here at Cast of Wonders. This story is narrated by our very own Catherine Inskip. Catherine is the editor for Cast of Wonders. She teaches astrophysics for a living and spends her spare time populating the universe with worlds of her own. You can find more of her stories and poems at Motherboard, The Dune Steve, Luna Station Quarterly, Abyss and Apex, and forthcoming from Polu Texnai. And now we've a tale to tell.
Good Girl by Maria Haskins. Narrated by Catherine Inskip. Wawa waits in the woods, tongue lolling, ears drooping. She waits in the fern-covered gully beside the dried-up creek. Every now and then she tries to lie down, but then there'll be a rustle in the trees, the sound of snapping twigs or scuttling claws, and she's up again. But no one comes. Wawa waits. She would howl, would bark, but Wawa is a good girl, a good dog. She isn't sure how long she's been waiting. If she could, she'd run back home, back to the yard, to her blanket by the bed, the ball beneath the trampoline, but she can't. There's something here, something she can't leave behind. She has to wait, has to guard, that's all she knows. Wawa's legs don't feel right. Neither does her nose. Everything's muddled. But she cannot leave this patch of dirt, this shady copse. It rains, gets darker, colder, moon shivering in the puddle by her paws. Wawa does not drink. Mist rises around her, gathers close, gathers tight. Wawa breathes it in. The mist is cold and wet. It slips into her, slips deep inside. Someone's coming now. The creak of dry wood beyond the ferns. Wawa quivers, a growl held tight in her throat. No. No growling. Wawa is a good girl, good dog. Still, she holds on to that growl, feels it grow in her throat, feels it drip beneath her teeth. Wawa breathes in the mist again, deep and cold. It's getting colder, getting darker. Wawa paces the clearing, going no further than the edges where the trees and bushes crowd in close. Footsteps stir the shadows. A glimpse of light. Wawa holds on to her growl, to the mist. It's a boy. He carries a flashlight. He carries a knife. Wawa remembers being carried. She remembers the boy. Remembers the knife too. Wawa remembers pain. Wawa is a good girl, a good dog. Good dogs should not howl, should not bite, should not bark. Good girl, Wawa, good dog. Good dog did not growl at the boy, did not bark, did not bite. Not when he let her out of the yard, not when he carried her here, not when he held her down, not when he brought the knife down again and again and again and again. Wawa looks down. There's a dog at her feet in the trampled mud. A good dog, a good girl, on her side, guts spilling into the moonlit puddle, bones exposed where the knife went in. Blood. Through the mist, Wawa sees the boy put something on the ground. Something small and soft. Something whimpering. Wawa breathes deep, breathes in the mist until all she is mist and cold and darkness. Then Wawa howls. The mist wreathes around her as she howls, as she rises, as she leaps, as her new fangs of cold and darkness close tight around the boy's throat. Wawa is not a good dog. She will not be a good girl anymore.
Our second story today is Bless Me, Father, for I Have Sinned by Kathy Tenzo, another Cast of Wonders original. Kathy Tenzo is a writer, an artist, and a devoted seeker of joy. Her fiction has appeared in Flash Fiction Online and Double Dare Press. Her poetry has been featured in Asimov's science fiction, Dreams and Nightmares, Type House Literary Magazine, and many more. She is a member of the Lady Poetesses from Hell, who read at science fiction conventions. She's from New York, but now lives in Seattle, where she really wishes it would rain more often. She also draws some pretty fun comics and is proud to be a member of the LGBT community. You can find her on Twitter at Kathy Tenzo and at kathytenzo.com. In her notes about this story, Kathy says, I wrote this story for a Flash Fiction class I took at Lit Reactor from Richard Thomas. I recently heard Neil Gaiman talk about writing fiction based on personal experience, and I remember being a little Catholic schoolgirl and having a crush on the priest and having to do face-to-face confession. It was horrifying, and I used that memory to write this, although my experience ended somewhat differently than my protagonist's. The story is narrated by Pippa Alice Stevens. Pippa is an actress and voiceover artist. She is soon to be seen in The Invisible War, playing Rose Berkeley, and Spiraling, playing Natalie. And now, we've another tale to tell.
Bless Me, Father, for I Have Sinned by Kathy Tenzo. Narrated by Pippa Alice Stevens. Teresa couldn't stop thinking about the handsome priest she wanted to kiss, Monsieur Griffin's murder, and the fact that she was probably, definitely, going to hell. It wasn't fair. 8th grade was supposed to be easy, and she tried her best, but she just had to survive this year. Then she'd be 14 and in public school. No more nuns, priests, or itchy plaid uniforms. No more religion looking over her shoulder everywhere she went. She'd be much safer. She couldn't wait. They'd discovered Monsieur's mangled body in the graveyard next to the chapel. Teresa kept picturing it. His dark red blood staining the crisp white snow next to the crumbling stone cross where Moira Kelly was rotting in her grave. No one knew who did it. They were told not to worry, but Teresa did. Monsieur was replaced by Father Martin, a new priest who wanted their church to modernise. Something about Vatican II. He looked like Han Solo. She couldn't stop thinking about that. Tonight they were supposed to do confession face to face right there in church, in the side chapel devoted to St. Francis. No more curtained box and little screened windows. They still had privacy there, Father Martin said. There was a separate exit that led to the graveyard, but no one ever came in that way. No one else would hear her confession. Just him. Right there. She'd have to look right into his dreamy blue eyes and tell him her sins. What was she supposed to say? He'd look right through her and see all her dark secrets, her shameful lust. She'd probably be staring at his lips the whole time. Therese was pretty sure she was going to hell for all the thoughts she had, the things she did, but she couldn't confess them out loud. She just couldn't. She couldn't quit confirmation classes either. Her mom would kill her, and then she'd be dead. At least it wasn't that time of the month yet. She'd have to find some way to skip next week's class, because she couldn't face confession on top of feeling like that. But tonight, she was stuck. She heard her name called, and walked to the door to the right of the altar, anxiety rising, her head full of urges. She entered the chapel and closed the door behind her. It wasn't her fault. Father Martin was young and handsome and sitting there staring at her. She sat down, starting to hyperventilate, her skin tingling, and then she was mouthing the words, clinging to the ritual. "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." She paused in her panic, the stress overtaking her, her thoughts overtaking her, and then she felt the wolf overtaking her. Even though the moon would not be full until next Thursday. Maybe the stress. Now she was all hair and teeth, and she wasn't worried about anything but her hunger, consumed by her bloodlust. He tasted so much better than Monsieur. She sunk her teeth into his flesh, ripping and rending and tearing in a ritual far older than the Catholic Church. When she was satisfied, she pushed the door open with her nose and ran out through the graveyard, and from there to the woods. For now, the guilt was all gone. She rolled in the dirt and sang a song to the moon, urging it to come out and play.
We hope you've enjoyed our Little Wonders, Dogs and Monsters episode. Join us again next week for episode 408, Growing Resistance by Juliet Kemp. Also, we're currently open from now until the end of the month for Dinovember submissions. We want your best intelligent dinosaur stories. Check out our submissions page on our website for more details. We love bringing you the best audio fiction week after week, but we can't do it without your support. Please consider supporting us with a monthly donation through either PayPal or Patreon. You can also review us on Apple Podcasts, request us on Spotify, and consider the stories we publish for award consideration. There are lots of ways you can help. Join the discussion on our Patreon Discord server, the EA Forum, forum.escapeartists.net, or visit us on Twitter at Cast of Wonders. Come say hello. Cast of Wonders is a production of Escape Artists Incorporated and is brought to you by editor Catherine Inskip and assistant editors Andrew K. Ho and Carissa Sluss, associate editors Amy Brennan, Alicia Caparasso, William Haight Minor, Umaira Hussein, Sean Proctor, Ray O, Susie Rodriguez, and Emma Smales. Audio producer Jeremy Carter. Our art director is Alexis Goebel, and our community manager is Danny Daly. Our episodes are released under the Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Non-Derivatives 4.0 International License. That means you can download or listen to the episode on any device you like, but you can't change it or sell it. The Little Wonders theme, Neversus, is by Alexei Nov and available from Promo DJ or his Facebook page. Thank you for listening.